So guys, top of the morning, Kish my world. Welcome to a whole new video. And this video I'm gonna be telling you things you should know before visiting Tirana, Albania, which will hopefully make your visit here or your tour here much simpler and much easier. And remember, this is Tirana, this is the capital of Albania. And Albania is a country located in the Baltics, and it's one of the countries there. And it's a small country, you know, relatively small, a relatively new country also, because it's about 30 years since it really gained total independence from the communism rule, although it gained its initial independence in like 1912 or something like that. So anyways, I'm gonna be telling you some facts you should keep in mind before visiting here, Tirana, Albania, the capital of Albania. All right, let's do this. So a little background about Albania. Actually, Albania is a country with about 9 million people, 9 million Albanians. But the funny thing is, most of the Albanians are not living in Albania. They're actually living in foreign lands, you know. They're living outside of Albania. And the people who are currently living here are about 3 million or something. And of those 3 million, 1 million of them are here in the city of Tirana, the capital city. So you can see there's a huge difference. Another thing is this country has been ranked as the third poorest country in Europe, you know. It may not look so right now because it looks really nice, but it's actually a country that is still trying to emerge, you know, because it had a very difficult past. So it's good to know about that. And also it's ranked almost one of the most corrupt ones in Europe, but I think they're really trying to do good for themselves. Okay, so one of the most important things you should know when you visit this country is that you should bring cash with you. Bring loads and loads of cash, because it's very, very hard to see places that are accepting card as a means of payment. The good thing is there's like a lot of ATMs around, so you can always withdraw your cash and use it. And also most places accept Aki, or they take also euros. So if you have euros, they pretty much accept it everywhere. And there's a good, you know, conversion, because 1 euro is like 100 lakh. So it's really not really problematic if you're from a European Union country. Otherwise, bring Lucky, it's well accepted in all places. A few places do accept card payments, like for example, if you go to like the KFC, you know, or like Burger King or something. And another fact is they don't even have McDonald's here. They didn't accept McDonald's to come here. So anyways, some shops in the grocery stores, in the malls, you can find places that accept credit cards, but it's not for free. Some of them charge you 30 Lucky for the transaction, and some of them charge 4% markup on the total price. So it's possible, but most of the places, you know, small shops, small restaurants, buses, you know, anything, they just take cash. So bring cash with you. It's gonna be easier for you here. Yeah, man. Yeah, and the next thing I'm gonna talk about is the cost of living here in Tirana. Actually, Albania is one of the cheapest countries to be in Europe, actually, at least. Of course, you know, you can't compare it to like Kenya or somewhere. It's much cheaper. But here in Europe, this place in Tirana is in Albania actually, is one of the cheapest places. Like, food is really cheap, transportation is super cheap. If you take the public buses like this one over here, or whichever, like just any public bus, all of them cost 40 Lucky to go to anywhere you want. And that's like super cheap. It's not even 1 euro, you know, it's like 40 cents. So it's really cheap for transport. The taxis are also not too expensive. The food is not expensive. Accommodation, like if it's the hotels or the hostels, most of them come with breakfast, and it's relatively good prices. So you don't even have to, you know, to worry about that. So cost of living here, or as a tourist, if you're coming to visit here, it will be well worth your money, you know. It won't be so much, it's not too expensive. So that's something to keep in mind, you know. And also look for places with accommodation your accommodation with breakfast, it really helps because most of the places they do serve, the ones that I've checked at least. All right, another thing that you should probably note is that the public transportation here, yes, it's public transport is available everywhere, but if you want to see like how to get to some place from Google, you don't find it, because the people who live here know exactly where to go, like what buses to take, the numbers, where it goes, where to take it from. But if you search on Google, it's really difficult to get, and there's no app that tells you where the buses are. So the best bet would be to ask a local. Like for example, if you want to go to the cable car, you can go and ask a local, like, where should I take the bus to go to the cable car? Most of them do speak English, not everyone, but you can find one or two people who do speak English, and you can find out how to get to your place of choice. Yeah, and speaking of asking someone, man, it's very common to find people who speak English, especially the younger people. So you can go by with English, but some of the older people really don't understand. They only speak one language, and most of the people also speak highly Italian or something like that. So you can find a lot of people speaking Italian because Italy is just next door, and also was once trying to colonize the place, you know. But you will probably be surviving okay if you can speak a good decent English, and if you find people who are of the younger age. But when you get like people who are a bit older, there might be a problem with communication. Okay, but don't worry, with your English you can probably make your way around. And most of the people also, they just speak the local language here, which is Albanian, which is super difficult, so don't even try and learn it. Guys, this is a mosque, and this is one of the oldest mosques in Albania. And by this one, I'm gonna talk about the next point, which is religion. The funny thing is that Albania is a very tolerable society when it comes to religion, and there's a survey done, and 90% of the people who were asked about what religion they belong to claimed, not 90 actually, 60% claimed to be Muslim. They said they were Muslims. But the funny thing is, like, of those 60% who claim to be Muslim, only 10% have ever actually stepped into a mosque and only practicing Muslims. So most of the people here, they claim to be Muslim, but they're not really an Islamic society. They're not really practicing Muslims. The rest 40% of the people, they stated that they are belonging to Christian religion or the new modern religion, you know, the new world religions. So, but Albania is very tolerable to people of all religions. They never discriminate against that. They never see any differences. And it doesn't matter which faith you're from or no faith or whatever, you will feel like you're right at home. And if you need to do your spiritual things, religious things, you will be very much welcome here in Albania. So there's no dominant religion. Most people will claim to be Muslim, but you'll see there's like some churches on this side, very new churches, a little older churches, you know, very new mosques, older mosques like the one here. So it's just different types of religions here, and everyone is accepted and allowed here. Okay. Yeah, and this here is a church, one of the churches here in Albania. Yeah guys, and I also want to let you know about the food, what to expect of the food here in Albania. For the period I've been here, most people are flesh eaters, meat eaters, so there's a lot of you know, meat here involved. Like they even have like special things like the goat head, which is very, very popular, or like the lamb head. There is like the intestines from like cows and you know, and from other animals. There is anything that you want, you know, is available here. And also there's some vegetarian options, but I don't think they know what vegan is, because they really like a lot of cheese and dairy products inside their food. So it might be a bit difficult to get strictly vegan, but you probably can. But vegetarian options are very much available. I've had some of the local dishes here, which are very good. Like they really make it really well, you know, like the mixture of vegetables and spices and everything. So the food here, you won't be disappointed. Also, there's a huge supply of fast foods where you can always get it, you know. There's like KFC, Burger King, the local fast food places. You can always find them in the streets. Actually, they're even more available than the traditional Albanian foods. And yeah, this is the busy streets here, as you can see. So you'll definitely have enough food if you want to be around here. And also the prices are good, and the food is authentic, really well done. So you can always find whatever you want. And of course, you will also have like the KFCs here, like this one here being advertised everywhere. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the safety here in Albania. So far in this capital city where I've been, in Tirana, I've been feeling very safe, you know. I haven't been feeling like anything would threaten me, you know, like threaten when I'm walking by, when I'm doing my stuff. It's really safe place. I can see even for women who are walking by, they are really safe. They are walking with a lot of confidence. So I think it's a pretty safe country, to say that. Of course, I don't know the deep details about the place, but from my experience, it's pretty safe for anyone to come by. Solo travelers like me, you know, male and female. It looks like it's a place you could come. Of course, if you're a black person like me, it's a bit different, because you actually get a lot of people giving you some funny looks, but it's not because of anything. I think it's just because it's something new for them, you know. So they're not used to probably, you know, seeing like people like that. But I would personally say it's been very safe. Personally, walking by here, you know, I don't feel like anything has threatened me at all. So I would actually recommend, if you feel like you want to come here, go for it, man. The safety is top, and there's always like policemen everywhere I go, you know. I'm seeing them in most places, just making sure everything is okay, you know. So that's a top plus here. Okay. And so guys, that marks the final or the end of this day's video on things that you should know before visiting Tirana, Albania. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to the page for more awesome content. Top of the morning, Kish my world. Peace. I'm out.